My name is Gene Brigham. I'm a music instructor here in town. I teach guitar and ukulele and bass and soon to be teaching mandolin and banjo as well
What got you into teaching music?
because I love music. It's I could play music all day long, and it's gratifying on a lot of different levels. Whether I'm writing a song or just learning a new song that somebody else wrote, or teaching a new song to somebody else, or playing a show downtown, or recording music at I have a studio at home.
What got you into doing music? I mean, how long has this been a passion of yours?
I started playing. I started playing the drums when I was like 7 or 8 years old. I've just always been drawn to music one way or another.
And then you got in a band when, and tell me about the history of that.
As a teenager, when I was about 14, I came to the realization that drummers sit in the back, generally speaking, and I didn't want to sit in the back, so I picked up a guitar, and I've been playing guitar ever since then. So,
And some bands you've been a part of?
I played with the Cruisers back in the late 80s. We were a local oldies band, 50s, 60s, and 70s cover songs. Pretty much the whole gamut from Elvis Presley to the Eagles to the Beatles to the Rolling Stones, you name it. In the 90s, I was in my own band with a couple of guys from Tallapoosa. The band was called Deeper, and we went out to Los Angeles and back, and we had a great time, but we all moved on because that kind of thing happens to a lot of bands. And since then, I've been playing. I was in a band called the Hypnotics with John Schroeder and Kelly Lane and John Littlefield on bass, and who lives in Chattanooga now. But and I do my own thing as well. So
What's been one of the coolest moments of your musical career?
I was in a band called the Beatless, which was an all Beatle cover band, and we played several First Friday shows downtown, and those were big audiences. 2, 3, 4,000 people. I don't know, lots of folks. And so that's the highlight so far, I guess.
And the biggest challenge you faced?
Writing and recording my own stuff, probably, because there's a learning curve there. So, and because of technology, there's always new stuff coming out. So there's always something new to have to learn or try to understand and make it a part of your recording routine and that sort of thing.
But you haven't always gave music lessons and whatnot. You had a career before, correct?
That's right. I was a real estate appraiser for a long period of time, for 15 years. I was still playing music. I think my Facebook page said I was real estate appraiser by day, musician by night, or something like that, because that's usually how it went. A lot of musicians have a day job, and then they just follow their passion in the evenings or on weekends and that sort of thing. So I'm one of those people.
Are you from Roman Floyd County?
I was born right here, Floyd Hospital.
What is it about this area that this is where you wanted to live, to work, to have a family, to give back to the community, and finally to teach music to this community?
Well, it's home, first of all. We live in a beautiful spot in the world. I think the Southern Appalachians are gorgeous. There's a lot of good people here. There's a whole lot of good musicians here that probably most of the world doesn't know about, but that's okay, because the locals all know about them, and currently there's a fabulous music scene going on downtown. So there's a lot of places to play. There's a lot of musicians out taking advantage of it. I think it's great.
And if somebody wants to find you to learn what kind of music, what can you teach, and how can they find you?
I teach at Stevens Music Company. We're in the phone book, SMC. We're located on Hicks Drive behind Home Depot. There's a Facebook page, and or we're right next to Goodwill, so you can just come over here and see what all we have. We're one of the last music stores in town, maybe the only music store in town actually now. We're not the only place that teaches music, but we teach guitar, we teach drum lessons. So
what makes you different than most?
I don't know. I'm not a taskmaster like my guitar instructor was. Jerry King was a great teacher. I love him to death, and always will. I'm not quite as hard-nosed about it, but you have to have discipline. Obviously, it's a discipline to learn any musical instrument, or most things in life, actually. But we're supposed to have fun here. It should be fun to learn how to play a guitar, And so I try to go at it from that angle.